I think of all the emails that we get and all the relationship scenarios that we get, the one that I understand least is the sister-on-sister relationship. It gets heated. They say whatever they want to each other. They make up immediately. They're setting boundaries. They're not setting boundaries. So we got this email from a Bert Show listener that is wondering okay, now it's time to start setting some boundaries with sisters.
How do I support my sister who's a gestational surrogate? I'm looking for suggestions on how to support her that does not cross boundaries I've set. I love her, and I want to keep her mental and physical health in mind. But just because she's not keeping that baby does not mean she gets to hyper-focus on mine, which she is doing by insisting on names and other things. She talks about when my baby comes home, and that's not healthy. I know she needs the money, but I'm really worried about her mental health. I know how upset she got when we were pregnant at the same time, and I had the gender she wanted. I'm worried that if this one is the gender she always wanted, it'll cause her to have a mental break. She knows my boundaries, and so does my family. However, the only thing people keep telling me is to let her focus on my baby and pregnancy because she's my sister. That's a boundary I will let be crossed. I'm trying to celebrate my pregnancy by picking out names, decorations, a baby shower, etc., but it's kind of hard because I know she won't get these things. However, that doesn't mean she should be given control over mine. However, what she's doing for this couple is amazing, and it should be honored in her own special way. Like, is there some kind of celebration for suggestions? If you have any suggestions that don't cross my boundaries, I'd love to hear them. She deserves support and love through this in a healthy way. Please, I love my sister and I want to support her. I just don't know how.
I love the idea of having like a party for a surrogate. And it's not focused on getting things for the baby, but getting things for the surrogate, like, spa treatments, pregnancy massages, anything that an expecting woman would want to have.
I think a lot of parents I've heard who use a surrogate do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they're also getting paid. Like,
yes.
It's also their job. And so I feel conflicted. Like, yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Why
okay.
not? Of course they should, get taken care of like any other pregnant person. But at the same time, I'm like, you went into it as a job, so should there be an additional burden on your friends and family to do this for you when it's just, it's a job and you chose it?
I would like to add to this, but I can't. I know nothing about any of this. Zero. I don't know the feelings that would be associated on one side or how it would be interpreted if one was getting all these presents and a party and the other not. I am out.
I mean, it would be, I think that would be a mind F because you're experiencing all the hormones of pregnancy, yet when everything is said and done, you're basically gifting this child you carried to another couple who hired you to be their surrogate. So I can imagine it being conflicting if your sister is pregnant at the same time as you. It's a completely different situation. And I think what her sister is doing with boundaries, she doesn't want to muddy those waters and make it more difficult for her sister to hand over this baby when everything is said and done. I feel for family and friends, though, like, I don't see anything wrong with celebrating your sister for doing something this generous and kind. Granted, she's getting paid, whatever, but to sacrifice your body in that way, it's a beautiful gift. I don't see anything wrong with having a little something to celebrate her and what she's doing to help another couple achieve their dream of having a baby.
So that's what I was a little confused about. Is she saying that she does not want to help her celebrate it because it's going to take away from her own situation?
No, she does. What she's fearful of right now is that her sister is encroaching on her pregnancy. Her sister wants to name the baby. Her sister is having all this input on her pregnancy because she can't have it on her own because that's not her child. That's another family's child.
Got it. And she doesn't know how to tell her about those boundaries, how to enforce those boundaries.
Yeah, so she has, I think she has, though. I think she's set those boundaries. Now she's like, I just want to do something. And she's asking for, are there any kind of celebration suggestions that we could do for her to make, so she can focus on what she's doing rather than focusing on mine. Which, by the way, we have Aaron, who is currently a surrogate, and I think this would be the best person to ask. Hey, Aaron, welcome to the Bert Show. Thanks for joining the conversation. Any advice?
Yeah, so my question is, So with her wanting to be so involved with like her sister's baby,
Yeah.
does she have a baby herself? Because she was talking about if it's the gender she wants, if it's going to stress her out more. And I'm just curious because when I became a surrogate, I had to have a baby of my own already living at home because
We lost.
like this 4 hour.
She just dropped.
Yeah. Let's move on from that. So final advice on that, Kristen?
I say, maintain your boundaries, preserve your pregnancy, because I know how that can get very confusing and those waters could get muddied. And then, get with your family and do something a little special for your sister who is going above and beyond to give this beautiful gift to another family, which is the gift of life, and do something special for her.
The Bert Show.